Hello, Mark Crossfield here and welcome to the Golf Swing, the weekly fix. Today we're going to talk about golf grip. Got a load of swings coming at you here from my iPhone app. Now I'm getting lots of swings sent to me with lots of different faults, but when you work the fault back, which we're going to do today, we're going to drill down into these faults, you're going to see that it relates to golf grip. If you don't get the relationship between the club face and your grip correct at the beginning, you're going to see how it can create a manner of different faults. Let's get stuck in. Okay guys, so we've got them all here. We've got early extension, so hips really pushing forward as you come into impact. We've got underplane backswings and downswings. We've got closed club faces on the way back and the way down. And we also see the hips driving forwards too much and not opening up on the way through. All these faults, very common day in, day out faults. If you work the fault back, they're all efforts to not hit the ball left. They're all movements that are trying to stop the ball going left because the club face is actually closed, often caused by the grip, the strong grip, which is encouraging the ball to go left. So you're doing counter movements to try and balance that grip out. So let's get started. So what I'm saying, if I do a swing, now my swing is relatively neutral, it's kind of on plane. I use a neutral grip and a neutral setup, so it's kind of relatively textbook if you like. If I do my swing but simply change my right hand grip to move under the club slightly, all that happens, if I don't change anything else now, do my normal swing, is I hit a shot, the club face returns to the ball closed and the ball shoots off to the left. So what happens if I wanted to play golf that way, which is the way all these guys are choosing to play, is I'm going to have to do another movement if I choose to keep my right hand in this position to counter that left shot. Now for me it would make sense if I get the right hand underneath not to swing on plane now. It would make sense for me more to try and feel like I'm swinging out to the right. Feel like I'm going to try and square the face up by swinging on a different club path. And what this does is it allows me to compensate for my grip. So I get the face pointing slightly right of target now and I get a few pushes, but I'll get some spinning back target. So it's a bigger ask, it's a bigger question. I'm now having to balance two faults. The other thing I could choose to do, which lots of you are doing, I think a couple of you are doing, right hand grip tends to close the face, so what you're choosing to do is just slide into the ball, move across too much, trying to keep the hands a long way ahead of the face to stop it from closing, lower pushy shots and some drawing back to target. Also, what we're seeing a lot of is the very underplane. As I said, we've got the sliding forward, but the most common one we see, and I see this day in, day out, is the early extension. So as you come in to hit the ball, hips pushing forward, an effort to try and push the ball out to the right because you can feel it going left. So look, for you guys to fix all these issues, so the hips going forwards, the under the plane swingers, or the early extension, or a combination of two of them, you can work on those points, but it isn't going to work because if you fix them, all that will happen is your balls will start going to the left. So like I said at the start, if you've got a strong grip, so my right hand's too far under the club, and you swing on plane with a neutral swing, you'll find the club face tends to close and you'll pull everything to the left. So then that's a catch-22, you're back to the start. Leads you back to trying to do the other movements to counter the left shot. So you've got to fix your grip. If you sort your grip out, it then opens the door for you to start doing the other movements better. So if we drill down into grip a little bit more, left hand, look, talked a lot in videos about where the club sits in your left hand. Want to try and get it through the base of your palm, just where the fingers join the palm, right down the bottom. Want your thumb just down the right of center of grip, okay? Not on top, just pointing down the right of center, and you want to see 2 to 2.5 knuckles on your left hand. Anything more is strong. Next thing I want you to do is get your right hand much more of a finger-based grip. Most of you guys, what you'll find with the strong grippers, it's often in the right hand, I find it, and on this video, most of you, it's the right hand. It's not in sync with the club face. So what I mean by that is you've got the club face straight, square to target, but you're putting your right hands around the side of the club. And then what happens from this front-on view is we see a lot of the fingers here, and the hand is sat under and to the right of the club. So if I use my Mizuno logo on top of this club, basically we're looking at trying to get the Mizuno logo between the thumb and the first finger, which is placing the hand much more on top of the club. Then what happens from that front on camera is you won't see my fingers. You'll only see more the top of my grip. Now that is in relationship to the club face. Once you've got that set, you've now got every right to try and swing more on plane, turn through without the early extension, turn through rather than the slide through. You've got to start doing those things once you've got that grip set. You can't do it the other way around, otherwise it's not going to work. So grip set, right hand more on top. For all of you, the right hand slipping underneath. Now, as students of mine, what I find is when you get the grip set correctly, is they're almost subconsciously trying to get out of that position as quick as possible because it doesn't feel comfortable. It'll feel weaker. You're using strong grip, so this grip's now going to feel weaker. So what I mean by that is they set up, and as I stand there watching them, they get the right hand in the right place, and then as they shuffle to get ready to hit the ball, they move their right hand back underneath the club, so they re-grip. A couple of good ways you can check to see if you're a re-gripper. This is the first way. Put 3 balls down in a line. Now I can hit these 3 balls without stopping. Set myself up to the first one, neutral grip, and then just keep hitting. Because what's happening is my grip is not changing. As long as I take the appropriate step forward for each ball, that club face is being delivered relatively neutral each time. What you'll find with re-grippers, it's so common to re-grip because changing the grip is hard. You will fight it. It will feel uncomfortable. What happens with the re-grippers? They set themselves in a neutral position. As they swing, they re-grip. As they come back down to the next one, now they can't hit it because the face is at the wrong angle. So they would have to change their grip back to neutral. If you're doing that, that means you're changing your grip during the swing. That's no good. You can't be fixing it at the start and then changing it as you make your backswing. That's cheating. That's actually not changing your grip at all. Other way to check if you're a re-gripper, set your right hand on top. Just take the club back so it's parallel to the ground here. And has your right hand got the same relationship to the face that it had at the beginning? Or has it moved round to the side? If it's moved round to the side, that's where we get to see these closed club face that we see on some of these videos that we watched earlier, where the grip isn't in relationship to the face. So look guys, for you to hit straighter shots, you've certainly got to start thinking about swing planes for some, pushing forward too much for others, early extensions, club face not at the right angle, all these things that we highlighted. But if you don't get a grip of the way you hold the club, you don't get your grip synced up to the face, it's kind of pointless fixing those points, because if we go back to the initial point I made, neutral swing with a strong grip, just pulls the ball straight left because the face is delivered close. So the reasons you're doing these faults is because they drill back to your grip. If that grip is not set correctly, you then have to do another movement in your swing to try and counteract the fact that the club face is going to be delivered closed. But I hope that helps. A lot of information there. Have a check of your grips, do some work, have a look at them, hit some shots with a neutral grip, feel how difficult or easy it is. If you find that you use this grip that I'm talking about and you can't hit the ball, you find it hard, then you've obviously been practicing for a long time or sometime using the wrong grip. And it's about retraining, it's about reconditioning the way you try and hit the ball. Look, I hope this helps. Let me know, post comments. Thanks for watching as always guys, and we'll see you soon. Yeah, well.